if you're interested in watching Emily do a kickflip, tune in about 6 months. There's one pair of Nyjah shoes that I want so badly. Shut up! Please stop talking. I'm going to start giving out skateboarding awards.
What are the categories?
Probably least boring. Who cares? Who cares that Tiago got trick of the year? And these scooter guys, when they go off a jump and they do stuff, it's like shoo, 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 whoa. There's a little ramp that you can try it on for real.
What is this weird flex you're doing on me right now? The rail you skated was so tiny.
This is a monster of your own creating. Welcome to episode 2 of Ryan and Emily Gib Gab. Some might call it our podcast. Do you want a better intro? Welcome to episode 2 of the Ryan and Emily Show, the Skatewives podcast. Was that better?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't have anything to really respond to with that kind of intro, you know?
Okay.
Like, what am I supposed to say?
Fine. It's episode 2 of the Skatewives podcast. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Are you? You're giving off like hesitant vibes.
Well, yeah, I'm just, sometimes it's hard to get into it,
Sure.
Start the ball, get the ball rolling.
Start the ball rolling, give it a little kick, a tap.
Yeah.
You're not big into ball sports.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I was just saying things.
I played baseball for like 20 years.
I know. I don't know. Okay. So, on today's agenda.
You don't think there's a ball in baseball?
No, I was referring to you being a skateboarder.
I know.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Okay.
So, Ryan, why don't you tell everyone where we were this weekend?
This past weekend, we were invited up to Woodward camp, and so we drove up to Pennsylvania. What?
It's Woodward Camp, not Camp Woodward?
It could be either one. I think it's interchangeable.
Don't look so exasperated. That's a fair question.
I mean, it's just like...
Semantics matter.
Okay. Well, we went there.
Yeah, we went to the camp.
To Woodward. I had gone to Woodward camp as a youth 3 times in 2007, 8, and 9. And it was interesting how it was, like, so much of it was the exact same, and then so much of it was updated and different with new skate parks and whatnot. And it was really interesting because it was, it's not fair at all to say it was the exact same, because they've changed a lot and done a lot and improved a lot, but at the same time, like, it felt very familiar and very similar, and yeah, it was kind of cool. Interesting.
For me, I'd never been to camp or Woodward, so it was new.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just new. And it was extremely cold. I was under the impression we'd be inside. I was not aware that inside was like an indoor-outdoor situation.
Okay, so what she means is they have 2 parks that are open in the winter. They're both indoor parks and they're both heated. Lot 8 and Cloud 9, if you're familiar. Cloud 9 is...
definitely heated.
Yeah, the heaters on that one you could feel.
That was a good time.
And Cloud 9 is where they have the big vert ramp and then some other stuff. And Lot 8 is where they have, they've got foam pits in Cloud 9 as well, but Lot 8 is like the classic Woodward foam pit with the big roll-in before it. So, and then they've got like the mini vert in Lot 8. I'm just trying to, if you are familiar, I'm trying to rehash your familiarity.
And then the playground was also open.
Yeah, and then, so those 2 parks were definitely open because they're both heated. And then they also opened the playground, which is sometimes open, sometimes not in the winter. And my understanding is because the playground is not heated and it can get cold enough so that the surface of the ramps there's a moisture that gets on them and then it doesn't dry because it's so cold, which makes it super slippery. And so that's why the playground isn't always open in the winter, but it was open the 3 days we were there, so
I don't get that science. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but I don't get the science. Either. Okay, so Cloud 9 had the best heating, but you can't skate vert. So
Thanks.
Spent almost no time there. What would you say you can?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Didn't even want to drop in on it.
Correct. I did a butt slide down the B version of the vert ramp.
You did it on the resi.
Yeah, it was so easy. And had I had slippier pants, I might have gone even further up the other side. I went up.
Wow.
A little.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, cool enough that I thought I should say it out loud. Now, lot 8 had great seating. There was like a couch, and they had the same heaters as Cloud 9. They weren't on. It was cold in there.
It wasn't cold in there.
As a spectator, it was cold in there. Then we went to the playground, and that was like, I froze my tootsies off.
I had a great time. The playground has a handrail into a foam pit, and I've never skated something like that before. And as a 30-something-year-old skater who likes skating rails, that was the best kind of rail to skate.
Yeah, the one into the foam pit.
Yeah. I would say at first when I was, before I went and knew that there was that obstacle there, I was kind of like, oh man, I'll be able to try so many different things on this, and I could just kind of throw out whatever. And while yes, obviously it's safer than trying something onto concrete, I very quickly realized there are some hazards still. One, you can hit the rail, which I hit my knee on the rail pretty good at one point. And two, you can land on your board, which hurts, or your board can land on you, which also hurts. So not completely...
a big boo-boo situation.
Yeah, like certain stuff is... Less tricks are scary, but there is still a fear factor involved, for sure.
But it's still so scary. And then, if you figure it out there's a little ramp that you can try it on for real.
What?
Rail. Little rail that you can try.
It wasn't a little rail. It was...
Bro.
It was low, but it's like...
What would a rail like that be doing in real life?
It's not meant to be like a real-life handrail. It's like a down rail at a skate park.
Okay.
It's just
a little guy.
Yeah, but...
Yeah. A little guy.
Okay.
Why are you upset about it?
Because it's not the world's tiniest rail.
I thought it was.
Oh, well...
You've seen tinier?
Yeah, there's much smaller rails out there, for sure. At skate parks.
All right. I'll be keeping my eyes peeled.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll be at the edge of our seats.
You will, because you'll try to do a trick on it.
Yeah.
Will you? It's hard to say.
What is this weird flex you're doing on me right now?
I'm not doing a flex.
Oh, the rail you skated was so tiny.
I mean,
it's like, dude, come on.
It was. Again, this is a monster of your own creating. Do you understand that? Think about how many rails I've seen you skate. And then you want me to act like that's not a tiny rail?
So you've seen me skate big ones, is what you're saying?
Bigger.
Okay.
Have not seen you skate a big rail.
What would you even call a big rail?
One where I'm standing and my hand can rest easily upon it, as opposed to being like, so let me grab the rail.
So you're talking solely about the height of the rail as a big rail.
As opposed to what? The girth?
The distance, like how long the drop is from where you take off to where you land, from how long the rail is. Like, you're just talking about how high you have to jump to get onto it?
I'm talking about the height of the whole thing.
The height of the whole thing, if you'd skated, like, from the top down to the bottom, that was probably 6 or 7 stair height.
On the little guy?
Yeah.
If those are long, flat stairs.
What?
That was like a 3 stair height. Maybe 4.
No, it was not.
Anyway.
I couldn't ollie up that bank. And I can ollie up 3 stairs, no problem.
Ollie up that bank, but you can ollie up 3 stairs. Okay, well, anyways, my point is, yeah, I'm talking about the height of the rail. Because that contributes to all the other factors you're talking about.
Okay, we are way over-indexed on this. Yes, the rail was not super tall. I'm with you on that. But it was not, I wouldn't describe it as like an overly small rail. It was a normal skate park down rail. And
luckily there's footage. Everyone can weigh in.
yeah, that's fine.
Tiny. A real little guy. This guy, done.
Anyway, having a rail into the foam pit and being able to try certain tricks with complete confidence did unlock, like, oh, that's how you're supposed to do it. Front crooks, turns out, if you can completely confidently just go for it, it works perfectly. So I figured that one out into the foam pit.
Yeah.
And
it turns out all you got to do is just do it.
Yeah, basically. And then front hurricanes. I was getting into good front hurricanes and turning out into the foam pit. And it's because, like, you can actually lean your body weight where you need it to be. And the consequences aren't landing on the back of your head on concrete should something go wrong. So anyway, took the front crook to the real rail, and the front hurricane still a work in progress, but I made measurable steps forward, I'd say.
All right.
So that was the highlight of my Woodward experience. What did you have a highlight?
Of course I did. My highlight, some very good BMXers.
Oh, you liked watching?
Yeah. They're doing very big flips and tricks and stuff. And, you know, people talk a lot of smack on these scooter guys. Like, I get it. But, I mean, you know what they're like? They're like in medieval times when they go off a jump and they do stuff. It's like whatever that weapon is that has, like, the big metal ball with spikes on it. It's like shoo, 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 whoa, and then they land on it.
Yeah.
I think that caught that.
Yeah. That is a good comparison.
Yeah. And so, like, they look pretty cool if they're doing big tricks.
Oh, so you think that looks cool?
Well, it's kind of, it's giving that, like, medieval, like, wah, like, it's flexing, right? It's just like a medieval flex, like, rah.
Yeah, interesting. So you like watching the scooter whip around and flip around and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, no offense, I wasn't seeing anyone skateboard and doing, like, super crazy stuff there. I saw you and your friends trying some flippy stuff, and
well, you saw
you guys were I loved watching you guys. Nowhere close to anything like these BMXers or scooters, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're different.
I'm going to call it as I see it.
That's fine.
And I get it. BMXers and scooters. You got 4 down. Not like skateboard 4 down, but like 4, you know, like appendages.
4 points of contact.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, like, I get it. It's easier when you're maneuvering with more limbs associated with the thing. It's also riskier if you fall. But yeah, they looked way cooler than you guys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I think with scooters, there are some kind of cool street scooter parts, and there's guys like riding a scooter very similar to a skateboard in like urban environments. And I think the spots that you can ride on a scooter, like, it unlocks a couple interesting ways you can do it and whatnot. And those are neat to watch. I find, like, scooters at a skate park where they're just launching out and doing quintuple tail whips, don't care for that at all. I think it looks kind of ridiculous. But
that's why you don't scooter that much.
What do you mean that much? I scooter for 2 minutes a year when I'm waiting in the driveway for everyone else to get out of the house.
Do you think you could do a quintuple tail whip coming out of a...
No. I mean...
Come on.
It would take quite a bit of time.
All right, what if when we go back to Woodward, would you bring your scooter to try?
I don't have, like, I have a Razor scooter. They're riding like $700 scooter setups.
But, like, you couldn't do it with a Razor scooter?
I
thought it wasn't about... Like, I thought it was about the artist, not the paintbrush.
The Razor scooter would break in half.
Really?
Yeah. I've broken several Razor scooters as a
Really?
Growing up, yeah.
All I've done is square out the wheels.
They're like $40. They're very
They're
cheap.
$40?
They used to be. I don't know if they still are.
Oh my gosh.
I do think
Should I be a scooter kid?
No. But one thing I would be interested in doing, I'd be very curious if I could backflip a scooter. Like, I'm pretty sure I could, but I've
Seems easy enough.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You just go and, just give a little, you know,
Yeah.
from Rome.
Okay, so is that enough on
So
Woodward?
that was Woodward. Well, we're going back to Woodward.
Oh, yes. We will be going back to Woodward in August for adult camp, which is going to be August 21st to 24th. And so if you want to come hang out, you should go to Woodward Adult Camp.
With us.
Mark it on your calendar now. We'll have a promo code at some point.
Yeah, so don't mark it on your calendar, but wait till we send you directly a link.
Because it'll save you some money.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give you a discount.
So,
and then we'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you could film other people too, you know?
Probably not. Are you kidding? If I'm there and other people are there, I'm outsourcing that.
Interesting.
I
So what are you going to do? Just go watch the scooter kids all
I'll
day?
do whatever I want. No, what I would like to do is, I wish it was more of a pump track, but I'd love to be able to do like a pump track situation. That'd be good.
All right, well.
We'll see.
So you'll work on pumping.
I'm going to work on like general skill level so that like if I meet people for reals and like they're like, oh, why don't you skate? And I'll be like, I mean, I can do this, but like,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
I love a good bit.
So that's what you can look forward to.
My bits.
Yeah.
And filming Ryan for me.
What else did we have on our agenda?
I think people would film you for me.
Probably. I don't know.
I'm going to come up with a bit where I get everyone except me to film you.
Okay. What?
Stay tuned. Okay, what else did we have to talk about?
I feel like the latest news in skateboarding this week
Yeah, what's the hot goss?
has been, one, Tiago won Trick of the Year.
Really?
With the switch.
You didn't tell me.
I just found out.
Just now?
When I was in the bathroom, an hour or two ago. Anyway, Tiago won Trick of the Year with the switchback nose blunt at the Embarcadero. It was the cover of Thrasher. I don't know if you can picture it or not, but...
Yeah, the ledges that have the...
Those tiling.
Yeah, it's not like a tile. It's more,
like a light.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Trick of the Year. $10,000. And then the other big skate news this week has been seeing a bunch of people leaving Etnies and Tom Asta leaving, or it sounds like he got kicked off of S.
That's really interesting. I think before we get into that, I should tell you the other big news that's been happening this week. Because in case our audience is predominantly skaters, I'd hate for them to cut off after your stuff before I get to talk about my stuff.
Okay, what's your stuff?
Okay, so Zendaya and Tom Holland are engaged.
Okay.
Zendaya. I never can remember. That's a big... Do you know who those people are?
Yeah. Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
Good job.
And she's in Euphoria.
Good job.
Yeah.
She is a Nickelodeon star, I think. She might have been Disney. Anna said it was like Shake It Up. So she was like one of those. And then she's a singer, actress. Like, I think she will be the EGOT of our generation, if not more.
Okay.
Do you know what an EGOT is?
Yes.
Okay, great. So anyways, so last night she rolls up to the Golden Globes. You know what that is?
I know it's an award, but I don't know what it's for.
Movies.
So it's like, what, like discount Oscars?
Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay.
But it was like canceled for a hot sec a couple years ago.
Like the actual award show was canceled and they didn't have it?
Culturally,
okay,
it was canceled because basically like everyone was like, this is really weird. Like no people of color or like directors of or whatever. And then they're like, wait a minute, everyone who's voting on this is like 8 white dudes.
Okay.
From Hollywood.
Got it.
Since then, they've expanded people who vote on it so that it's like, it's like over 100 now, I think. And it's like well represented. And who did it last year? Joe Coy was the host. And
who's Joe Coy?
He used to date Chelsea Handler. He's a Filipino comedian.
Okay.
He made a movie recently called Easter Sunday. He's bald. His teeth are a little too white.
Okay.
Anyway. He hosted last year, and by all accounts, people seem to think he tanked. Nikki Glaser, who nailed the roast of Tom Brady, was the host this year. She was the first, like, solo female host. Typically, when it's been a woman host, it's been Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Okay.
And they kill it every time. Like Ricky Gervais or whatever his name. Yeah, classic.
Okay.
Anyway, she did it, by all accounts, nailed it. Nailed the fashion, nailed the monologue. I thought she had like a little too much work done, but she also made a joke about that, so that was good. Anyway, so
got out ahead of it.
Yeah, oh yeah. In an Ozempic joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was very good. Watch the highlights. Anyway, Zendaya shows up on the red carpet, and she didn't bring Tom as her date. She brought her stylist, and she's just wearing this like casual ring, and everyone's like, oh my gosh. Anyways, today everyone's saying they're officially engaged. It wasn't just some fun jewelry. They're engaged.
Wow.
Yeah. And before she dated him, she dated Jacob Elordi, who's the big tall guy in Euphoria, the male. What do you mean? You know the male character.
The big tall guy?
You know the singular male character.
No, there's a lot of guy characters
The teenage
in that show.
male character. Not the drug guy.
The guy that dates Sydney Sweeney's character in that show?
Yes.
Okay. That would have been more helpful context clue.
Okay, well, do you know who...
big tall guy.
Do you know who he's dating now?
No. Who's he dating now?
You know Aunt Becky from Full House?
Yeah?
Her daughter, whose name is Olivia Jade, who was at the center of the college admission scandals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's just connecting some dots for you. So, Zendaya's engaged. Very exciting.
Wow. And do we like this?
We love it.
Okay.
We love it. I'm not sure she won any awards for Challengers, which is the movie she was there for, but c'est la vie.
Is that the tennis movie we watched?
Yeah.
Okay.
I expected it to be hornier. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, it's so horny. It wasn't. I didn't find it that way. But the movies coming out that I would really like to see, Amelia Perez got a lot of awards. That's on Netflix, so we could watch that.
Did you just hoodwink me into doing a whole spiel on the Golden Globes? Like, we talked ahead of time about what we were going to talk about, and you didn't mention this at all.
Ryan, the point of the podcast is we talk about the things we're interested in.
Okay, fair.
Okay, I'd like to see Enora as well. I believe it's called Enora. Mikey, what's her last name? She's one of the main characters. I believe she won some awards, and she wore a fabulous orange dress. It's about like I'm going to butcher it, but I think like a Russian billionaire heir kind of person who marries a sex worker.
Okay.
And it's just like some drama. I think it's supposed to be good. So we're going to watch Amelia Perez, Enora. And I think that's Shogun won some good stuff, but probably not going to watch that. So yeah, that was good. Oh, Nicole Kidman was there. I do think we should see Baby Girl. Now that's supposed to be a horny movie.
Okay.
Horny.
I've never heard of any of these, so.
Yeah, I know. Somehow your sphere is like, wow, with pop culture.
Well, you know.
Well, you know.
Okay, anything else on the awards?
Anything else on the awards? Nikki Glaser did great. Didn't hear much. Oh, you know Ayo. She's in The Bear.
Okay.
You know. She's also on SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's amazing. Okay. She is like, she kills it with the fashion too. We listened to Las Culturistas, and Bowen Yang was talking about her, and so was Tina Fey. Like she's she's going to be huge for the rest of her career. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
But did she do something that made you...
She
like,
wore this fantastic low suit to the after parties. It was just fabulous.
Wow. I cannot believe she wore a fantastic low suit to the after party.
How do you spell low?
What?
How do you spell low?
L-O-W?
The brand.
L-O-W-E?
Loewe.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's like...
Hey, think about how much patience and responsiveness I give to all of the skateboarding topics you bring to me.
Yeah, I know, but skateboarding is cool. Like, what...
Fashion is cool. Are you kidding me?
But what AO wears to an after party that, like, I'm not invited to? Like, who cares?
Do you want me to start responding that way about skateboarding? Because I will. It's how I feel. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares that Tiago got trick of the year on the ledge in the Embarcadero that I can recognize, but I couldn't possibly tell you what trick he did because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. But guess who had to sit here and listen to it and was really nice about it? Even was engaged and asked clarifying questions.
What color was AO's suit?
Gray. And she wore a really cool, like, bejeweled, like, feathery looking tie.
Oh, wow.
And grills.
And grills?
Yeah, and then put on like a baseball cap.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Interesting choice to pair casual, business formal with a baseball cap.
Wouldn't you say that's the epitome of business casual, business formal?
What?
A baseball, like the baseball cap gives it the casual.
I don't know. It wouldn't have been my fashion choice.
Yeah, obviously not.
Yeah, I would have gone more like flannel shirt. Hey, I'm just...
Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. Also, Kylie and Timothy were at the Golden Globes together.
Who's Timothy?
Okay, who's Kylie?
Kylie Jenner.
Okay, who's she dating?
No idea.
Okay. Who's the famous Timothy?
Timothy Chalamet.
Nice.
So I'm guessing she's dating Timothy Chalamet.
They've been together for over a year.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, they're rarely seen out in public together, and they were together. They were seated at the table because he was in that movie Something Unknown, which that's also one we should watch. It's the Bob Dylan biopic.
Okay.
And he sings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worked on it forever. Anyways, and then I believe it's Elle Fanning was his co-star, and so it was like Timmy, Kylie, and Elle Fanning all at a table together.
How cute.
Is
that drama or?
No, it's just interesting because it's kind of like, no offense to Kylie, but she doesn't need to have social skills. But then it's kind of like, she has to sit next to Elle Fanning, who's Timothy's co-star, which means Timothy has to lean over Kylie to talk to her. So, like, Kylie better have some social skills. It's just interesting dynamics.
What are the reports that she was awkward?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But there was a good Nikki Glaser joke about Timothy.
Okay.
And it was like, his name sounds like something Adam Sandler would just be yelling, Chalamet! Chalamet! Adam Sandler was there.
Uh-huh.
And so she was like, Adam, give it a try. And he's like, Chalamet! It was good.
Oh, he tried?
Oh, he did the whole, yeah.
Did they have a mic on him?
He was just loud. His voice,
okay.
He knows how to project he's a professional.
That's true.
He's a professional.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I've got for you.
Wow. Busy night at the Golden Globes.
It was a good night at the Golden Globes. Most people are saying the Golden Globes are back.
Okay.
They were gone.
Uncanceled.
Yeah. Kind of.
All right.
It was good. Actually, I might start watching award shows. Like Zoe Saldana and Demi Moore both won their first like Golden Globe / award, and it was. You know how like sports movies and the Olympics make me cry?
Yeah.
Make me emo? That's how it felt. I was like, I mean, these women have been in the industry for decades and they're just getting recognized. Demi Moore's speech was all about how like years and years ago, some director told her all she'd ever be is a popcorn actress, like a side actress, not a main character for like cheesy movies.
Hasn't she been a major movie star for decades?
And has won 0 awards.
Yeah, I mean...
Right, but like if you're a major movie star and all of your peers are getting awards and someone's telling you...
See, that's why skateboarding is so cool. There's only one award. Like,
manufactured by Thrasher.
Yeah, but like, that's the thing. Most everybody hasn't won an award. And it's okay. You know, you sit on your body of work and you're satisfied with that. And she's got a...
If there were as many professional skaters as there are professional actors and actresses, I think it'd be different.
I don't know.
I think like N count alone. I'm going to start giving out skateboarding awards to prove my point.
You're going to do like a Skatewives award?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the categories?
Don't put me on the spot like this, but probably least boring.
Next episode. Least boring? That's a... All right, why don't you workshop that?
No, but like think about it. Award ceremonies, like best soundtrack, that's an award for movies.
That would be a good skate video award. Yes,
yeah.
I would agree. All
right, I'm going to host the something of the skateboarding.
Okay. Okay, great. I'll workshop it, seriously. We'll talk about it in a future episode. Now.
And you'll have more patience for my topics.
I had plenty of patience. We probably spent 20 minutes on that.
Because you had so little patience, I had to belabor the point.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, you already got me riled up with the tiny rail situation.
It's so easy. Okay. And it's so fun.
Okay.
It's just such a little rail.
Okay. Anyway, we're moving on to the skate news we were going to talk about, right?
Oh, right. Etnies.
Yeah. Chris Jocelyn left Etnies. Aurélien Giraud left Etnies.
Aurélien?
Aurélien, he's French. They were both...
He was in the Olympics.
Yeah, they were both in the Olympics.
Oh.
And...
Do we like Chris Jocelyn?
Yeah.
He's not dating Whitney Cummings.
No, that's Chris Cole. That's...
Classic mix-up.
Yeah.
The Chris's.
Oh, and then Tom Asta is off of S.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of interesting. So the background, at least that I understand, is Soltech owned S, America, and Etnies, as well as a snowboard brand called 32. We're all under a company called Soltech. Soltech sold to the Niedecker Group in June.
2024.
2024.
Okay.
So about 6 months ago. The Niedecker Group owns a number of other snowboard brands.
Okay.
So they sold.
Okay.
And Tom Asta put out a YouTube video talking a little bit about it and how one of the things he mentioned, he was owed a bunch of royalties from S. And when they sold, I guess he got like a settlement on it where they paid him, like he signed a thing and they paid him less than he was owed, and that just kind of, I guess...
Like he signed agreeing he'd get less than he was owed.
Yeah, and I think, I'd imagine the situation is like you either sign that and get something, or you fight it in court, which is going to cost you...
More.
Probably more, yeah. And so, you know, that's how that worked. And then I guess they also restructured his contract when they sold, which I thought was interesting. The way he described it was he was basically told, since the company sold, we now need, like, your contract is void and we need to put you on a new contract, which I would wonder, that would be interesting. Like, I don't know what, I've never seen I've obviously never seen a skateboard contract, and so I don't know what is normal in there, but I was a little bit surprised that like a change of ownership, that there'd be a clause where like a change of ownership would trigger a null and void athlete contract. Like you'd think that that's a clause that wouldn't be in there, or I'd like to think it wouldn't be in there. So I thought that was... It just sounded odd that he needed to get a new contract because the company sold.
Yeah, I mean, that is not surprising to me.
Really?
Depending on how the selling is structured, right? Like, But the athletes, they're not like employees. They're not really even contractors per se, right? And so it makes total sense that you would need a new engagement or something in the acquisition documents says something about it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's governed and whatnot.
Right. But my read on the situation is like, I don't think skateboarding is mature enough or valuable enough for people to be looking for those things in contracts and protecting themselves. Whereas like an NFL player, you have an agent, a business manager, an accountant, and like your contracts are worth a lot more money. And so people are doing those things.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's just like kind of key people have been.
And these are key people.
Like Chris Joslin is one of the biggest skaters out there right now. He was just in the Olympics. He put out multiple street parts in the last year. He has a pro shoe with Etnies. I think Aurelian had a pro shoe too, but I'm not positive. But still, same thing. Aurelian was just in the Olympics. He doesn't skate as much street, but like,
what do you do if you
top
have
pro?
Like if he has an Etnies shoe, but Etnies cuts you?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, can they still?
If you're him or if you're Etnies?
I guess both. Like, if they sell the shoe, are you still getting money from it?
Depends how your contract's structured, I assume.
Yeesh.
Now, if you're Etnies, you're not going to put a ton of marketing into marketing a shoe for a rider with the rider's name that doesn't ride for your company anymore. If you're Chris Joslin, and I think he even said this, he was like, in his Instagram post, he has a bunch of Chris Joslin Pro shoe model shoes, and he's like, I'm probably going to keep riding these shoes because I have them.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. Anyway, I just, I think what's interesting about it is obviously we made a whole video on the Lakai situation, and that was like a change of ownership, immediate, or 1 month later, the team is gone.
Yeah.
This was change of ownership
later.
6 months later.
Yeah.
And it's not a complete cut of the team. Like there seem to be some people still on there. And
so
then
they cut the A squad?
That's what's interesting about it, right?
That's crazy.
And like maybe they're getting paid more. I don't know.
I mean, isn't that potentially a good option for the A squad to be like, phew, get me off this sinking ship?
I don't know.
Got it.
I mean, the shoe sponsor landscape in skateboarding now is getting smaller and smaller, and so like Chris Joslin shouldn't have trouble getting another shoe sponsor, but like what kind of terms can you negotiate at this point where there's only you have one of 5 or 6 companies to choose from. You as a rider, like the terms you're going to get are only going to get worse and worse, I would assume, because it's super competitive. Like, yes, he's one of the best skaters in the world, and he is consistently in the finals at Street League, and he made the Olympics, but he's age-wise, he's probably not going to make the Olympics again. Who knows how dominant he'll continue to be in Street League in terms of like making finals. He's definitely going to keep putting out video parts, but like for his resume and his body of work in skateboarding, he should be, in theory, reaping the benefits of that and making a fair bit of money. But like, if he's entering a very, very competitive, from a skater perspective, market to get a shoe sponsor, the shoe sponsors can be like, this is the best we can do. And, it's probably not going to be great terms.
Supply and demand.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of it all, America, that's the third brand. And for transparency's sake, we've gotten America shoes.
In case you couldn't tell by us only wearing America hoodies.
Yeah, we those hoodies.
Wearing them to the ground, baby.
Yeah. And I mean, our experience with America has been
fantastic.
Yeah. And America does not seem to be. Riders have not left America the same way these other 2 brands have had riders leaving.
You like their shoes too.
Yeah, I enjoy skating.
They're heavier. They feel a little stickier, and they're definitely more durable than your Vans.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
they
said it.
last way longer than
Yeah.
Vans.
Way longer.
So anyway, I think it's I don't have any big conclusions here, but it will be interesting to keep
the hot goss.
keep the eye on, and yeah, it's just not a great way for the year to start as far as skateboarding goes. You know.
Yeah, it's not a good sign for skateboarding.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
So, and unfortunately, it's been really tough for consumers to keep buying shoes. So, like, the supply and demand thing is for reals.
Yeah. I don't really know what you mean by that, but...
Like, when we made the Lakai video, and I would say for, like, especially in the last year, people have been feeling the impact of inflation and the cost of goods going up.
Yes,
and so it's like, if you want... Like, if you're the brand and you're like, great, we've got Chris Joslin, these shoes are going to sell like nobody's business. That's not totally true because people can't afford to buy shoes just because they like the skater anymore.
Well, that is, I think, becoming the macro trend of what's happening is the need to promote using a rider's name is becoming less and less valuable for the brands.
Now you need
Nike Skateboarding is the brand that sells shoes, not Nyjah Houston, who happens to ride Nike.
There's one pair of Nyjah shoes that I want so badly, and they're gone.
Okay.
They don't make them anymore.
I
haven't been able to find them. They're like white with like different color lace holder things.
Yeah.
Really cute. Definitely not for women, but...
Okay, anyway,
sad news for skateboarding in 2025.
So the last thing we were going to talk about is what the future of Skatewives looks like and us making videos and stuff like that. So I've been making videos for most of my life. I used to run around with my mom's camcorder, and my YouTube channel started in 2007, so I've just been making videos for a long time. So being able to do that more, which we've done in the last 6 months or so, has been pretty cool. It's been something that I've always wanted to do, and something that post-college I didn't really expect to be a thing that I would do to this degree. And so that's kind of been nice to revisit and put more time into, and I enjoy the creative outlet. And so we've kind of given ourselves 6 months here to start this year to do this more full time and see if we can make
a living.
Yeah. It's not going to be an income level that, I mean, it'd be awesome if it did, but it's probably not going to be an income level that will rival the careers we had in tech prior to our van journey and whatnot, but
we'll try.
Yeah, we'll try and see how it goes. And so you can expect to see more stuff from us. And if you have thoughts, feelings, commentary on what you'd like to see from us, more than open to suggestions.
I was going to say, you can also tell us.
Yeah, if if you want to, we will be having a Patreon page, because that is one of the ways to make money doing this. So if you really, really enjoy our spiel,
our shtick,
if you really enjoy our shtick, there is more stuff you can watch over there.
Yeah, like our deep dark secrets.
No, not that. But anyway, that's what we're up to. So you can kind of expect to see a bit more.
Well, what will be on the Patreon?
Not our deep dark secrets.
You don't want to dangle anything and tell people?
Oh, well, the couple...
Ever heard of marketing, bro? Weren't you a business marketing major?
Yeah, I was. This is a light tease.
Oh.
It's a light tease.
All right.
So we'll be pushing it harder a little bit later, but not too hard. I mean, we don't want to be annoying. But yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Emily's gonna watch a part and review that every so often.
If you want, I'll review your part.
Oh, wow.
But
make it interesting.
No, just have thick skin.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you're asking like an uneducated. It's like voting in the presidential election. You're asking a bunch of people who don't totally know what's going on to give an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll call your rails tiny when they're not tiny. Anyway.
There's a little guy.
What else? We've got, I don't know, behind the scenes updates, which sounds a little cringy to say. There's some mic'd up skate sessions that we're gonna have. There is a quiz. I made a quiz. I'll probably make more quizzes. I like quizzes.
Okay,
Nerdy,
nerd.
Yeah, nerdy skate stuff.
You're a nerd.
So yeah, if you're interested in that, check it out. And if you're interested in supporting our ability to be able to do this more, you could check that out as well.
If you're interested in watching Emily do a kickflip, tune in about 6 months.
Oh,
Do you think it would take 6
what
months?
What a tease. It's about how much time you put into learning to skate. You know,
That's like such an unhelpful answer.
That is the answer. If you
If
skate once a week for an hour, it's going to take closer to 6 months. If you skate every day for multiple hours,
it'll take.
I don't know. There's people who've made YouTube videos on learning to kickflip in like a week, but I don't necessarily recommend that.
All right, stay tuned. Find out with me, I guess, because I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on. What do you have? What?
I said kickflip.
No, I know, but what does this journey look like from your end? Do you have any commentary there?
Well, I did not grow up making videos. A few photo booth ones, with like the fun facial effects, but like nothing YouTube-y. And it turns out it's fun, and I like making jokes on the internet, so it's been fun. And it's fun getting to do it with you and hang out.
Yeah, we've been hanging out a lot.
I know.
And working together has been interesting to explore. And
we have very different working styles.
And I've been able to, since doing this or putting our foot on the gas a little bit more in the last 6 months, I've been skating a ton. Probably the most I've skated since high school. And that it just seems to be something to keep.
I know,
I don't know.
But what's from my perspective? I thought we were talking about me.
Yeah. Well, you seemed like you were trailing off there, so I thought I'd come in and save you. Help you out a little bit. What do you got? You like making jokes on the internet?
I like making fun of you because it's really easy, especially when you're only skating tiny rails. And other things. Oh, I'm going to try and do a little more writing this year.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so while we are taking this as a full 9 to 5, I'm going to lean into it and think about the other things that I like doing, including jokes, videos, and that fun stuff. I'm also probably going to do some writing.
Cool.
So I was pretty much done.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, that's all we've got for this. I think this will be a bi-weekly thing for the near future, and then maybe it'll turn weekly, or maybe people will be like,
shut up.
Yeah, and then
please stop talking. 30 seconds is enough on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that.
So anyway,
we'll see.
That's our story.
You getting sick of me?
No, I'm tired.
Didn't you see me yawn?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't contagious though. I didn't yawn back.
It's because I covered my mouth.
Oh, interesting.
What do you think? Don't do
that. All right. And with that,
good night.
Yeah. Ta-ta for now.
TTFN.
All right.